Before we begin, I want to make it clear that I have tried multiple times to handle this situation privately. I've attempted to talk to her directly, I've asked mutual friends, and even her own moderators offered to reach out to her to solve this off of our channels. She refused, claiming that our attempts at communicating were harassment and threatening. Because of that, I have no choice but to publicly address this. Making videos like this is not enjoyable for me, nor is it worth my time. Like the Lala situation, I am forced to speak publicly or risk false accusations and harassment being spread about me forever. One more thing, Ia623 is currently 17 years old.
Because I'm only 17, I don't know any better, what even?
While she is young, her age does not excuse her past or current behaviors. I apologize in advance if some parts of this video come off a little confusing, since I've compiled a lot of information over the last few days. Please share this video with your friends to spread awareness. With that said, sit back and enjoy the show. This all started a month ago when a video was made claiming that I am a predator. Ia623 saw the video, and without investigating or even asking from my side of the story, she immediately jumped on the Alfie hate wagon and started spreading false claims about me. I have personally disproved the Lala claims in 2 videos I uploaded afterwards. If you're unfamiliar and want the full details, those videos are linked in the description below. Ia623 originally left many comments arguing with me in those videos, but she has since deleted them. I'll get into that later. To truly understand the full perspective, we need to go back about 5 years to where all of this originally started. Ia623 and I became friends sometime in 2020. This also made me a familiar in her group, which included Lavasalt, Strawberry Cat, Meritus, and a few others. Shortly after I met Ia623, one of her best friends at the time, Lavasalt, warned me about how dramatic she could be and later told me Ia623 had a crush on me. I turned it down immediately because I knew better than to date an 11-year-old. We interacted in a friendly manner. She would vent about her life and Animal Jam drama, and I tried to help her as best I could out of pure kindness. There was nothing more to it. Before going into more details, I want to clarify some names in the following screenshots. Ia623's name is Sarah, which she currently uses on one of her public YouTube channels. She also disclosed her name in my Discord server's self-introduction section, which is public. I'm mentioning this because the screenshots reference her as Sarah, and this provides context. You may also see the username Ringo, which Ia623 uses on various social medias. Other names include Adriana, which is Lavasalt, Max, Neo, Sanova, which is Meritus or Unknown Joe, Jasmine, Ia623's older sister, who had conversations with Lavasalt about her behavior. If she didn't want her name public, she wouldn't be using it in a public YouTube channel or say it in my Discord server. The rest are adults who have been involved with Sarah since 2020 or earlier. It became clear her friend group was full of drama, both petty and serious. I don't remember all the details, but I've reconstructed what I can from 2020 chat history. The issue became so bad that Ia623 often vented to me for advice. Her friends Lavasalt, Strawberry Cat, and others also shared their stories. Here are some chats Lavasalt had with Ia623's older sister, Jasmine. Some details I can't legally share, but what I can show is more than enough. Jasmine tells them to stop being friends with Sarah before she does more questionable things, and Ia623 throws tantrums if her sister tries to discipline her. This shows Lavasalt disclosing more questionable behavior, and her sister saying Ia623 knows what she's doing and has given up after multiple attempts to stop her. The final chat shows her sister telling Lavasalt what an awful person Ia623 is, and that the friend group needs to cut her off as her behavior hasn't changed. I also had an interaction with Meritus or Unknown Joe's deleted Discord account in 2020, where he agreed with me that Ia623 was overly dramatic. I told him his group was toxic, which is why I stopped talking to them. He told me to leave Ia623 alone and that he'd step in if his side got attacked by my fanboys. This is ironic now because Ia623 is spreading lies about me, starting public drama from her channel and Discord, while I have never said anything bad about her. I still stand by what I said back then. If I get invaded, I will retaliate. That's why I'm making this video, to clear up any rumors. Rewind to about a month ago. Ia623 was going on live streams, spreading rumors, and trying to turn my friends against me with a series of false accusations meant to smear my name. She claimed that I quit Animal Jam for years and only came back because I found her, which is really funny. 1 month before I returned to Animal Jam, she had actually visited one of my Genshin live streams and asked if I remember her, and said she was a different person back then. Not only that, she made me an Animal Jam account, offered me items to start playing again, gave me membership, traded items for me, and repeatedly asked me to stream with with her. Honestly, I don't know why she's telling people that I returned just because of her. If anything, she was the one visiting my streams and actively trying to get me into the community. I should also mention that I never asked her to make me an Animal Jam account. I was annoyed that she did because my username style is lowercase aesthetic. Both my Stellora and Cherry Puff accounts follow that. When she made Alfie Boo, she used a capital A, while my original Alfie account had all the animals, dens, items, and gems. As a result, I didn't want to switch. The original Alfie was later renamed to Stellora because Animal Jam rejected the username, and a friend now owns the new Alfie account. She also claimed that I am apparently a hacker and a doxer because I spoke to Lavasalt, who she says got her swatted. I can't verify those claims because Ia623 and Lavasalt were extremely close, yet constantly fought. I even have chats from members of her group showing Ia623 assuming Lavasalt had her address and would swat her. Lavasalt was her best friend, and Ia623 often asked me to relay messages between them due to their arguments. To now claim I hacked or doxed someone just because I spoke to her best friend is completely absurd. Ia623 also encouraged her chat to label me a weirdo for joining other people's live streams to make friends. Ironically, this is how I have made friends since 2019 by showing up, chatting, and interacting on streams. I've made countless friends this way. Ia623 herself also watches other people's live streams, offers to befriend them, and participates in the same behavior. I really don't know where these claims are coming from, but it's curious to see her narrative. Another claim she made recently is that I bought all of my items.
Everything on his account is bought. He bought all of that stuff.
At one point, I did consider it, but I never actually went through. She even offered to help me find cheap bundles and said that if it was her, she would buy items. Once again, I never went through with any purchases. What makes this claim even funnier is that she herself has been publicly buying and selling items multiple times in Discord over the last month, spending $160 on a seal, among other transactions. She is currently selling items for $515 on PayPal, many of which she previously bought. In one screenshot, she calls me cringe for supposedly buying items, while she herself actively engages in the exact same behavior. The hypocrisy is blatant. When she first started streaming again and invited me to join her, I offered to make her a stream border as a gift. Normally, I take a good long collar for my edits. I've been paid for similar work countless times in 2020 before I quit, and I've been commissioned a few times since returning. I made an edit for her free of charge out of kindness and added a watermark, as I do with all of my edits, both paid and free, for credit like most artists. When this whole situation began, she continued using my border, which I was fine with until I saw that she had blanked out my watermark in the lower left corner. That is art theft. I couldn't confront her directly because I was blocked on both of her accounts, so I asked friends to relay the message for me. She outright refused to credit me or stop using the border, claiming that all I do as an editor is steal Google images and slap them onto a background removal tool, and that I stole artwork from her server. When I made the border, I asked her for art files to add, and she told me to use images from her artwork channel in Discord. If that was a problem for her, she should not have given that instruction or used the overlay until I changed it. I never claimed any ownership of the characters used, only the overlay itself. She said, why would I credit a shitty person so they can charge people for something similar to what I did for free as a gift? Once again, it was a gift, and the least she could do was credit me for my work. If I was truly a shitty person, why would she continue using my work over a month after cutting ties with me? She also claims I keep tagging her, saying she's leaving me alone. I only tagged her in my speed edit video to show that I had created the overlay, which does not justify her continuing to use it without proper credit. She has not left me alone. Despite telling me otherwise, she's been posting about me constantly in her Discord server and talking negatively about me on streams, which has since been deleted. Ia623 even sent in at everyone ping in her Discord, telling everyone not to commission me because all I do is pirate everything I use for making stream borders and nothing is made by me, calling my work a scam. To clarify, I charge for my edits because I invest significant time and effort in Photoshop or similar software, something anyone who has used these programs would understand. She also claimed I only call out art theft if someone has beef with me, which is false. She cried on her stream, saying that I don't want her using my overlay because I hate her.
So,
What?
Styrie basically hit the nail on the head there. So wait, they made a border for you, now they don't like you and want you to stop using it.
I am calling out Ia623 for art theft, not for personal reasons, but because she blocked out my watermark, refuses to credit me, and refuses to use a replacement. She claims she has no other border and no choice, but she has been using a different one before I made mine. If she liked my work, all she had to do was credit me fairly. It's really not complicated. Don't use a creator's work without permission or proper credit. Someone else in her Discord made her an overlay to wipe the last stain of Alfie from her channel, but it is an exact replica of mine, only simpler. In a sped up clip posted by Mimipool, she literally used my overlay file as a base, tracing the exact layout, positioning, text, and colors, making no effort to change anything. This is plagiarism. Mimipool also traced a Pinterest image to draw Ia623's animal, meaning this isn't just art theft against me. It involves another creator's work. She defended it as taking inspiration and referencing, but tracing an existing piece to create a duplicate is not the same as taking inspiration. Mimipool deleted the speed edit message of her tracing my border to hide the evidence from both me and the original Pinterest artist. In a shorts video made by Mello, Ia623 commented that the only stream showing my border displays my name. By the looks of it, it doesn't. I'll link that video in the description for anyone who wants to see the comment thread defending art theft and claiming that artists aren't owed credit. Slavatic, one of Ia623's mods, created the art and webhooks for her Discord channels. He was banned after asking for proof and trying to understand the full story. Other mods and viewers were similarly targeted for questioning her version of events. After being banned, Slavatic asked Ia623 to stop using the webhooks he made, only to be ignored. This aligns with her continuing art theft against me for over a month while refusing to credit me. In a now deleted stream, she was publicly ranting about me while claiming she wanted me to leave her alone.
Can't wait for the Alfie diss track.
Alfie being like, can you tell her to stop using my border? Me. You know what I don't understand though, Mer? Is because I made him that Alfie Boo account that he's using right now on his stream. And he's mad at me for using the border? He's just as bad as Lala. Lala is just as bad as him. They all make videos on people for no reason.
No, it's
like,
literally
leave me alone. Peace out and support Lala.
If you genuinely want someone to leave you alone, the last thing you do is talk negatively about them on a YouTube livestream, a Discord server, and in the comments of their video. I found this incredibly ironic, especially alongside comments like a 21-year-old shouldn't be attacking a minor. Just because someone is a minor doesn't mean they get a free pass for their actions, or that they shouldn't be held accountable for what they say about someone publicly. She brought this on herself by starting drama with me and refusing to resolve it privately. On the same stream, she and her friends also targeted Punk, a viewer of both our channels, for telling me that Ia623 was talking negatively about me.
Punk, why have you got to be stirring stuff up? Come on. Punk, I just went into Alfie's stream and I've seen you relaying stuff to him.
Punk's in their stream.
Yeah, Punk was in their stream reading stuff from the bad jammer chat to Alfie. But like, why you gotta stir stuff up? There's no need for it.
Now because Alfie knows that I talked about him in my bad jammer chat, he's threatening to make a video on me.
They blame Punk for starting drama simply because he shared what they were saying. To be clear, if someone is talking smack about you, you would probably want to know what was said and who said it. The person relaying that information is not at fault. The ones making the negative comments are. You can't say something publicly online, then blame someone else for sharing it. She also called my wristband giveaways greedy, saying that because I have many items, I should give away more.
I don't think it's cool that he's doing wristbands for 10 subscribers each. That's crazy to me. I just feel like that's really greedy. That's the only thing I've said on him, on my stream.
I've never been known as a giveaway streamer. I built this channel up to 1,500 subscribers without doing a single giveaway. Later, I added wristband giveaways, which I still continue to do, yet she obsesses over this, lying about me buying items to try and cancel me, while she herself is openly buying and selling in Discord servers. In a different stream, she was again seen throwing shade. When someone asked,
I'm giggling, who is Cherry Puff and why are they blocked? Oop, why do you have that girl blocked?
she responded with,
That's a grown man.
God, he's like 22.
That's a grown man, guys. Cherry Puff is a guy.
That is a 22-year-old man.
First off, I'm 21, not 22 or 23 as they claim I am. If you genuinely didn't want any issues with me, maybe just don't bring me up at all. It's not that complicated, but she doesn't seem to understand. In my first video addressing Kix as a direct response to his false claims, Ia623 was very active in my comments, attacking me immediately after I posted it. She has since deleted all of those comments to hide evidence of her words and actions. I'll be commenting on key parts, but you can pause the video at any time to read everything. Ia623 starts off by saying no one cares and accusing me of caring too much about drama. I made it clear many times in that video my intentions were never to start or continue drama, but rather to present my side of the story with as much evidence as possible acceptable, which is exactly why I am making this video. You might think, but Alfie, if you don't want to continue drama, why make a response video? The answer is simple. I either respond publicly or risk being misrepresented forever. I left a full response to her in the comments. You can pause to read it. Also, note that Sonova is Meredith, aka Unknown Joe, as mentioned earlier in this video. He is Ia623's current close friend and, like me, an adult. Yet she, a minor, openly calls me weird for interacting with her because of my age. Throughout this comment thread, both Ia623 and Meredith ignore reasoned replies, calling everything cringe and telling me to cope. At one point, Ia623 tells me to grow up after I responded in my defense. An ironic statement given her consistent immaturity throughout this situation. At 17, she should not be acting like a literal child.
Because I'm only 17, like, I don't know any better. Like, what, even Alfie being like, can you tell her to stop using my border? Me.
She only sees what she wants and ignores everything else. In another comment, Ia623 asks, what the heck is wrong with me? After I pointed out that it was inappropriate for a 13-year-old boy to ask a 12-year-old girl for inappropriate pictures. Considering that she used to engage in questionable behavior with others, as I mentioned earlier, this is sadly unsurprising. Keep in mind, in 2020, I was 16 years old.
Just because he was 16, you know, he could have changed, but it doesn't really justify his actions, you know, just because you were a kid. You can still own up to the things that you did. Because I'm only 17, like, I don't know any better. Like, what even...
If her behavior now is acceptable because of her age, why is she targeting baseless rumors about me when I was 16? On my second video, Ia623 publicly defended Blazon, someone who has a history of doxing and swatting people. She told me no one knows and instructed me to drop it, which is exactly why I cannot. My goal has always been to clear my name and raise awareness. I asked her to contact me directly if she wanted to discuss anything further, which yielded no response. As a reminder, all of these comments were deleted by her within a day of posting. As I mentioned at the start of this video, I've tried reaching out to Ia623 multiple times and offered to resolve this privately. Each time, she refused, leaving me no choice but to make this video. Here is the full chat where I asked her to handle things privately. You can pause at any time to read it. In that conversation, I brought up many of the same points I made in my YouTube comment a month ago after she accused me of being obsessed. I addressed her lies, art theft, and more. I made it clear that if she refused to have a proper conversation to resolve these issues, I would have no choice but to make this public, which is exactly what we're seeing here.
And Slavatek wants me to talk to him and work it out? Like, I can't with this guy.
Her sole takeaway from the entire conversation was that I was threatening to make an exposing video, ignoring everything else that I said.
To threaten to make a video on me?
Yeah, to threaten. Literally, that is a threat. Contact him, otherwise he'd have no choice to release a video addressing her lies.
Paired with her repeated dismissive comments on YouTube, I was left with no other option but to publicly address everything. Ia623 also blames Slavatek, adding her to a group with me without permission, despite her saying on her stream and Discord that she wants to reach a resolution. She is also worried about me yelling at her, something I have never done. She seems to confuse being stern and direct with yelling. I have repeatedly stated, both directly to her and via Slavatek relaying messages, that I would not yell at her, especially since I am blocked and cannot communicate with her directly. Additionally, I asked Mello to forward 2 messages for me. The first is the item tracking message proving my innocence with evidence. The second is a message asking Ia623 to stop using my border for the 50th time due to art theft, which I mentioned earlier in this video. Despite this, Ia623 went on a livestream to criticize Mello for allegedly messaging her every day.
But because Mello keeps messaging me, telling me every single day now with a forwarded messages saying, oh, you know, Alfie's actually a good person and he's trying to do the right thing and blah blah blah.
Even though she was only messaged twice. Ia623 claims I called her kitten when she was 11 and I was 16, which I never did. I asked her for proof multiple times, but she has never provided any. Others have asked as well, and each time she brushes it off. She says she doesn't have access to the accounts, yet she uses the same accounts from 2020. Her claim is based entirely on assumption, not evidence. I also never admitted anything because I never called her kitten. That word wasn't in my vocabulary until after I quit Animal Jam and went to Hypixel Skyblock in 2022, where it was used jokingly with my dungeon friends, and my username at the time was Catgirl Alfie. Ia623 uses a screenshot to claim I was jealous of her in 2020. I was never jealous. I said what I did because she frequently came to me for advice, and I helped her with repeated friendship drama I mentioned earlier. She would often ignore my advice and get herself into more issues. Eventually, I stopped trying to fix her friendships and told her to go talk to Meredith. Even Meredith has refused to fix any more of her issues because they were ongoing and she repeatedly ignored guidance. She also sent a screenshot of me calling her honey in 2020. Looking at the context, it was meant to reassure her, not as predatory behavior. She was venting problems to me and I responded with "don't worry honey" to comfort her. Her own moderators on her streams also call her honey, and I haven't seen her labeled in predators for using it similarly. Another point she brings up is me saying her voice sounded cute on a stream. Complimenting someone's voice is not predatory. This was in direct response to her saying her voice sounded like crap, and I was simply being positive. If she wants to prove me wrong, she can post a full live stream rather than a short cutout clip. Disappointingly, she knew my girlfriend was sitting next to me during the call, yet somehow thought I was flirting with her. I even mentioned my girlfriend was next to me before I joined the call when she asked. Ia623 also shares messages in her server, and the reason I mentioned predator is because an adult told her "you're so cutesy" after she sent a selfie. For context, I only complimented her voice once to reassure her after she expressed dislike of it. Compare that to this adult who randomly calls her cutesy after a selfie. Same word, completely different intent. Mine was a small, positive reassurance, theirs was unsolicited and more intense. If that doesn't qualify as predatory in her eyes, I'm not sure what does. Finally, Ia623 forces her voice on her streams. If you compare it to her normal voice in videos or calls, it is much lower.
Hi Illy, welcome in. How's it going? Are you an ambassador yet? No, I don't know when they're gonna have applications back open, but as soon as they do, I'll be sure to apply. Press and etc. Go to my den. 22 people in the den. Like, he's using these scare tactics. He's trying to make exposing videos on me for things that happened years ago. I need to stop using his border, and that he's going to make an exposed video on me, that I'm spreading misinformation if I don't.
Whether she does this for attention or another reason, it wouldn't surprise me if she fakes her voice to fit a certain persona, given the pattern of her victim mentality in the claims she has stressed so far. While I was editing this video, Ia623 finally reached out wanting to have a discussion. Our conversation, however, led nowhere. I explained everything I've laid out in this video to her and told her that the only way this could be resolved on her end was if she publicly apologized for spreading rumors about me, the art theft, and the statements she's made in her Discord and on her streams. She not only refused to do so, but also showed continued ignorance of the situation and told me to go talk to her friend Meredith in the end.
Talk to her about it.
I'm not going to, because once again, he's your friend. He's not my
I don't know
friend.
what to tell you.
I shouldn't need to involve someone who isn't directly part of this issue. Meredith is her friend, not mine. My request for her to talk to me directly was meant to prevent me from having to make this video, but as it stands, she has left me no choice. After leaving our call, she went into her Discord server and announced that she was taking a break, which is the same pattern she's followed 2 to 3 times in the past whenever anyone asked her to speak with me. At this point, I've given up trying to resolve this civilly and have fully committed to finishing this video. At the end of the day, this whole situation could have been avoided if Ia623 was willing to solve things privately, like I tried multiple times. Instead, she doubled down, spread lies, and left me no choice. I've shown the deleted streams, deleted comments, my attempts to reach out, and all of the so-called evidence she's been throwing around. None of it holds up because there's simply nothing to back her claims. I don't enjoy making videos like this, but when somebody tries to destroy your reputation, you have 2 choices: stay silent and let the lies stick, or stand up for yourself. I chose the latter. If you watched this far, thank you. Please share this video so the truth gets out there. And if you support me and want to see more of my normal content, please be sure to like this video and subscribe. I'd much rather be making fun videos than dealing with stuff like this, and hopefully this is the last time I ever have to address it.
I mean, the only thing I really have to say about the situation, if he makes a video, I'm just going to point and laugh and not say anything.